Welcome to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. As usual, I am Adam, and once again, I'm being joined with my good friend all the way in not Central Time. We are sitting right next to each other. Look at that. Hey. So for those of you on YouTube, you saw we just bumped heads. So good to be with you, sir.
Welcome. Good to be with you here in sunny Florida.
It is. I can see the golf course out there. It's kind of sunny. It's kind of overcast.
Although 2 days ago it was 30-some degrees when we woke up.
35 degrees when we woke up.
It didn't get much warmer.
No, we were beanie caps and gloves. But you know what? When you want to go to Podfest. So for those of you, our community who follow us along and know what we do, we were traveling to Florida. This is our annual trip where we come on down and we bring the golf course. Yeah, we brought the course with us. we bring the golf clubs, and we go by Podfest because our platform Buzzsprout has provided us with some creator passes.
Thank you.
Very nice, of course. And so our trip began planning back before, the demise of unfortunateness for you, but you're going to climb back on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
So we decided to go ahead and just, the room was already paid for, and the hotel, the ticket flight was already paid for. And so a lot of stuff that we're actually doing, I'm going to use the word free in air quotes because nothing's really free, but, very frugal when you consider doing a trip away. We've got a lot of stuff that was not costing out of our pocket immediately per se. So we met in Detroit for about 30 seconds. You were
literally, I don't even think it was 30 seconds. It was like, hey, how's it? Boom, I got to go.
So I got to the airport early. We had a horrible snowstorm in Michigan, and I got there the night before, and I had a hotel, so I didn't have to worry about the traffic going in. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to be nice. And I went up in the Sky Club, got my coffee, and then I'm going to go meet my friend at his gate. And sure enough, it said you landed half hour early, I think.
We were 20 minutes early.
And so I could literally see your plane sitting out there on the tarmac. But the plane that
it was sitting.
And the gate that you were coming into, they couldn't push back their plane yet. And so finally the gate agent said, well, that is the flight from Kansas, and you both are scheduled to go to Orlando. Sir, I'm going to recommend that you go on down there because they're going to whisk him right there, or whatever she said. And sure enough, I was waiting, and they finally called, my zone. And then I'm like, hey, good to see you. So
nobody whisked. I whisked myself. There wasn't like a little cart pull up and go, let's go.
I am curious. I've been on flights before where they say, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, if you don't have a connecting flight, please stay seated. Do they do that to you, or do they not?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I know.
Because then all of a sudden everybody's got connecting flights, even though they were like, oh, it's so nice to be home. I've got a connecting flight.
Well, we made it anyway.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Headed over to Podfest. It's at the SeaWorld Convention Center. What'd you think?
It's always interesting. And I always hesitate because there's always such a wide variety of podcasting people there as far as topics. And, there's a lot of people that are just far more gung-ho about this than we are. They're like, we're going to make millions of dollars and we're going to do this and we're starting. And, I ran into people that it's like, yeah, I've got 4 podcasts. And I, don't want to be rude and go, well, why do you have 4 podcasts? But it just seems like a lot of overkill to me.
Yeah.
There's some people, it's like, yeah, I do. I've got 3 different podcasts and I do 4 live streaming segments every day. And I'm just like, okay. If it works for them, great. But I'm just like, what do you guys do? Well, we have one podcast we produce every 2 weeks. It's some of them are just like really into it, and or a lot of them are like really into it and really jived. And it's nice to see the podcasting community, kind of come together and things like this. But sometimes I'm like, kind of feel like I'm out of my element because I'm like, we're just here to talk and have fun and share some stories and build a community. And we're not going to monetize. We're not looking to monetize. We're not looking to write a book. That's a big thing. Podcasters, you should write a book. And it's like, well, what we're doing right now are not we creating a audiobook?
Yes. And one you don't have to read and turn chapters or flip pages, so you can mark the page for later.
Yeah, I mean, some of it seems kind of weird, and then everybody's got their solution to monetization. I can't speak today. Then the expo itself was a little weird. There was probably 18 vendors, and they all seemed to be platform vendors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there wasn't like a lot of like, hey, we got new speaker equipment or new microphones or new this. So that was a little bit of, I don't know, unexciting, I guess. But the good news is we did get to hang out and talk with the folks from Buzzsprout.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, got to see, I enjoy people from Buzzsprout. I listen to their show all the time. I think maybe you might start a little bit, but got to see the people that I listen to every couple of weeks about how to better podcasts. So yeah, it was kind of weird. I mean, I know in the industry they're using podcasts for training at work. So if there's like a lot of mundane training where you can say, well, you know what, why don't we put out an episode every week, and then we'll make it funny in the industry. We'll make it where the employees will be like, all right, I got to do this training. At least I can do it this way. So I know people are doing that. And I know, like, if you like, this is started off as a cycling centric. We're kind of changing it to more of a leisure centric. And even though we still love to cycle, don't get me wrong, but we're just opening up to the things. If you were to have another podcast where it would be about, I always use golf as an example because that'd be the total opposite. Although if you cycle and golf at the same time,
that's basically bicycle polo.
And then our friends from Kentucky have done that. So that's a good point. So yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting thing. Am I glad we went? Yeah. And then yesterday we went back and we attended a session and I learned some stuff on YouTube. And so you and I we don't walk around going, yeah, we've got a YouTube channel. Do we have one? Yes. Do we put the show on there? Yes. But it's not like we're like, our big aspirations life for being a YouTuber. So learning some of those tricks yesterday, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was helpful. We we went to several sessions and there, it's one of those things where you kind of got to pick and choose, find the nuggets in there. So it was good experience again. We
were lucky enough to meet our good friend of many, many years, Mr. Armando. We had dinner with him, and this is our official thank you, Connie. Connie, yes. We'll just say provided something very nice, and we were able to enjoy. So, and Connie, if you're watching with Armando, thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
It was great to see him. I love his stories. I love his Disney stories. He's traveling all kinds of places, and so I'm just like a magnet, just listening to his stories when we're with him. So.
Yeah, he's got, working for Disney as long as he did, he's got some great Disney stories that and it gives you some kind of insight into what Disney was. It's ever changing, but it's kind of cool because, you find out little tidbits about this and that. Mm-hmm. So it's always enjoyable. So thanks, Armando, for coming and having dinner with us and hanging out.
So, we've throughout the few episodes we have asked for a work update, and I know that the community cares. And so, do you have any updates?
Well, I was getting ready to golf the other day, and somebody called me up and headhunter and said that they had a contracting job that they might want to sit down and talk with me about. So, things are starting to. I think we're after the first year, things are starting to move along. So,
gotcha.
I feel and I did. Adam can attest to this. I brought my computer. I brought my suit coat and my tie and my shirt just in case somebody called me up. It's like, we'd like to do an interview and we'd rather do it sooner than later. It's like, I'm ready to go. So
Perfect.
got to cover all the bases.
Yes. Well, we'll wish you nothing but the best, of course. So, well, I'm glad you gave us a little bit of an update there. We'll wish you the best, of course. Our community has reached out and cares about you, and so that's great. Why don't we get into everyone's favorite piece? And now I get a little bit of insight of how he does it. He's got his notebook out, and so now I can get a little cheating box here.
No, it's all packed away in a nice book.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Listener Spotlight.
All right. Actually, we've got 2 listener spotlights.
We do. I've got some guesses, and so Matt, our good friend, you always like to call him Mark, and Jeff, our good friend, both have guessed. And should I let you read the clues first, or
Yeah. Don't be. Geez, there's always cheaters.
All right, I'll look over. Here. I'll look over here.
Thank you. All right, the first listener spotlight from 2 episodes ago. Here are the clues, and they are as follows: no less than 10 flags have flown over the city. The city was severely damaged in the 1940s. The city boasts a very efficient transportation system. Bookworms would have a ball in this city, and the city helped inspire an American cookout classic. And there we go.
Would this be the appropriate guess that Matt and Jeff gave?
Well, I don't know. What was their guesses?
Frankfurt, Germany. Both of them.
Can we do foreign countries?
Well, of course, we have listeners from all over the place.
No, the reason why I asked that is I believe it was Matt.
Yep.
Said, "Whoa, I didn't know we could potentially," because he guessed Frankfurt could potentially use foreign countries. We can use any location that somebody has listened to our podcast from. So
he even said, "You hot dog."
So both of them guessed Frankfurt, Germany.
That's correct.
It is correct. Good guess.
I don't have any toys.
No less than 10 flags have flown over this city. Some of them include the Holy Roman Empire, the Frankfurt Free Imperial City flag, the French, the German Confederation, the Prussian flag, the Third Reich, the Allied occupation flag, to name a few. The city boasts a very efficient transportation system. They've got a great underground transit system. It's one of the most efficient in Europe. Bookworms would have a ball in this city. Frankfurt hosts a book fair, which is the largest book fair in the United States. And the city helped inspire an American cookout classic. I was going for the American hot dog, which is based upon the Frankfurt sausage, named after Frankfurt, Germany. So to our listeners from Frankfurt, we thank you.
Well, listeners from Frankfurt, thank you very much. Thank you all, listeners, but especially this time, Frankfurt, Germany.
Yes.
But you had another.
I do. And then the second one, which we did a special episode, and we decided to include one for that. These guesses were as followed. You can't see my answers here. The city appreciates a good band. It is named for a judge. The city was founded in the 1800s, but not incorporated until the late 1800s. Its stonework does not require any concrete, and the city's population is less than 5,000.
Not St. Louis.
No, not St. Louis.
We didn't get any guesses, but then again, we just released it and we traveled. So
okay. Well, no guesses.
No guesses. Bum, 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 bum.
Well, this is actually getting towards your old stomping grounds. This is the listener spotlight. Is Marshall, Illinois.
Oh wow! Yes,
Mhm.
that's getting close.
This city appreciates a good band. Established in 1875, they have the oldest continuing operating community band in the United States. Its stonework does not require any concrete. They have an old stone arch there that was built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers between 1828 and 1837. It is still standing to this day and used absolutely no concrete.
Wow.
So let me tell you, those Army Corps of Engineers know how to build a stone arch. And yeah, and then it's just population is less than 5,000. So there you go. So
Hey.
we would like to thank all of our listeners from Marshall, Illinois.
Thank you, Marshall, Illinois. Thank you all, listeners, but thank you, Frankfurt and Marshall, for this episode. And hopefully you will be able to bring us something new.
I have one right here, hidden out of your sight so you don't cheat.
I guess I can't guess St. Louis just yet, but
Oh, you can guess St. Louis right now. Go ahead.
no, I'm going to wait till I hear it.
Okay.
I'm going to wait till I hear it. So, well, we did go golfing. We
did.
I'm not sure if you would call it golfing, but actually you did pretty well.
What? Wait. Because I did better than normal, or you don't want to call it golfing?
No.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I got to admit, yesterday I golfed for the first time since we'd golfed here a year ago, and I had a very marked improvement in my game, and I haven't been out practicing or anything like that. So I was very impressed. I mean, I was actually hitting the ball pretty good and all that, and it felt pretty good. Maybe I just needed to break my clavicle and my golf game improves.
You know what? If that works, where's that garden hose? Because
I'm not going to suggest that being a way to improve your golf game, but it seemed to help mine. But I give you kudos. You did give me a couple of little tricks that did help. But I was hitting the ball much better. It was a great day. We didn't have to fend off any alligators this time.
No.
And it wasn't busy. It was a nice little course. It wasn't on Disney property. A nice 18-hole course. And there wasn't a lot of people, so there was nobody behind you pushing in, things like that. So it was a great day.
As we record here, we are on like the fifth fairway here. I can see guys out of my peripheral vision. That'll be us later today.
Yeah, I can. Kind of nice. We can actually see the green and see a sand trap, and yeah, very nice.
Well, we've been to Disney Springs a few times. We've been to a few areas here. We haven't been to the parks. We are going to the parks one night. We have a special ticketed event that our membership gives us. So I'm going to use the word free very lightly because you pay for it. So looking forward to that. What is the 2026 goals for Cycling Men of Leisure?
Goals for Cycling Men of Leisure?
Yeah.
I don't think we've established any goals yet, but it'd probably be a good thing to do. But if you're just asking me personally, without us have done any talking about it or anything, I would think that, one of our goals is we're going to switch some things up a little bit. We've been doing this for, 5 seasons. This is our 5th season. We're shaking some stuff up. I mean, just kind of giving it a new sound. That'll be forthcoming here in a couple of weeks.
Cool.
I think we need to redo our website.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. And I think those are the 2 big things. We're gonna retool the sound a little bit. People who listen often will hear a slight difference. We're not like, all of a sudden we're going to be, road adventures with cycling men of soccer or anything. We're not going crazy or anything. It's just a couple things to make it sound a little better.
Now, wait a minute. Aren't you having like a major soccer event by you? Maybe that might be not such a bad idea. I've been hearing about that all kinds of places. So.
Let me tell you. So have I. Yes. So.
The transportation in my other part of my life, they're concerned, actually. They're concerned, really? Yeah, a little bit. it's made the wire of having enough transportation to get people to all the games and such. Um, so that's kind of an interesting thing. But
yeah, our emphasis, we're the smallest city. Kansas City is the smallest city to pay host to these. I will say that although over the last 5 to 7 years, they have improved transportation in the main city corridor. I would have to agree. I don't think it's robust enough to be handling tens of thousands of extra people, but I'm not a transportation guy, so maybe I don't know.
So when we had dinner with Armando, he asked us our cycling plans, and I thought this is a good place to just to kind of let everybody know that you and I are kind of on hold. We are status quo for until the future of your employment goes through. So, which I think it will. I have no doubt in my mind. I mean, otherwise, I offered you that bus driving job, but in Detroit. And so come on down. I mean, it's going to be a little chilly, and my drivers work super hard, and I appreciate every one of them. So I would even appreciate you, but yeah, I just wanted to just to be truthful and honest that we're kind of, Armando said, "Hey, you guys going to do brag, and are you going to do the cycle Zydeco?" And you guys have talked about the Katy Trail, and we did have some plans. Full transparency, we had a few things where we were working through, and then we kind of just had to push pause on that for right now. Yeah. So we are not exactly sure. As a matter of fact, the conversation we literally had 2 days ago, which was if I could squeeze one off as opposed to our normal 3 trips a year, if I could, squeeze one, what should we work for? And so, once we know that, and for those of you who I know like to join us and do things, still having a team at Bragg. Whether we're there or not, we've put some cards in play to take care of that. So don't be afraid to sign up for any team for real. I mean, but if you're looking to join the cycling men or cycling women of leisure, teams will be there. So I'm happy to say that.
We have a team captain lined up who's been on our team for since we started it out there in Georgia.
Yep.
And will do a great job. And we will certainly be following it. And if we're not there, we'd certainly be following it and trying to get a couple updates and things like that from the road as we go. And I'm sure if we're not there, we're going to be producing little daily, hey, keep it going, guys.
Yeah.
So we'll do little fun things if we don't make it. So
for sure. Just wanted to mention that and just kind of be on the up and up and transparent about our plans. So kind of holding pattern, and once we figure something out, but we'll still be doing shows and working with directors and doing the normal stuff. Just obviously just need to push pause until you
land a new gig
or drive the bus. So although if you're driving the bus,
I drive the bus, I'm not going to be able to do anything because the boss is going to be like, "You ain't got no vacation. Get on that bus. Remember the yellow standee line."
Man, you're a tough guy to get along with. I swear. But
I've heard stories about the guy running the transportation down there, and
there's some stories. Anyways, next. So,
yeah, we'll let everybody know once that gets sorted out.
Did you see the sales of bicycles due to certain political reasons? Bicycle sales are way down. And so it's really, really interesting to see. So
bicycle sales are way down. I think we all understand the political scene, which would incur those that, well, let me start over by asking, are the bicycle sales down due to price?
I don't think it's just price.
Because I can see them due to price, due to the political climate, with our country and other countries. I could see where that would raise the price on bicycles, and I'm sure it has. But I don't know what the other one would be.
I think that people are doing different things and keeping bicycles even longer than they used to keep them, and because the quality is so on a high level that at the necessary need of always wanting there's still people who are going to go out there and buy the new one all the time, but that price is driving it, supply and demand. But it's just like, in the computer world with AI, it's driving the price of memory and hard drives, things that were coming down and almost nil. They're skyrocketing because people are gobbling up all the memory, and people like Crucial, who used to sell to the public, are now they're basically privatizing. So it's amazing. So we're seeing some weird things, and just kind of the things that I pay attention to, little technology toys and stuff. It's weird to see some of the prices going up, but I just thought I would tell you about the.
I had not seen anything, and it makes sense from one aspect, and it makes sense, I guess, from what you're speaking of, where especially if people are concerned about economic factors in the future. One of the first things people are going to start pulling away from is hobbies and things like that. If they're, worried that the economy might get tight or something like that, I understand it. I'm not buying a new bike this year, so I'll hold on to mine.
Okay. I noticed in your camera, my camera as well, in honor of your daughter, I see confetti has made. You
noticed that right there.
Yeah.
For those of you watching, you can see confetti in the back. I wasn't kidding, travels with me everywhere, apparently. Not quite everywhere, but on all these type of vacations with us or getaways, he's always there. And so shout out to Maya. Confetti is participating today.
The man carries a stuffed animal with him everywhere.
Yeah, that's not half as bad as when I'm taking pictures of it and people come up and go, "Oh, that's cute." And you're like, while I'm taking the picture, you're like, "He doesn't have a daughter." Like, oh, man.
I'll never forget when we were in Ragbri, where they had taken those big hay bales and made like a cow out of the big round bales. And so we took a picture, and then there was a ladies team or a group of young ladies or whatever. And she said, "Oh, that is so sweet." And you turned around to put confetti away, because in fairness, because of sweat and because of rain, you put confetti in a bag and then put the bag in the back of your jersey. And when you did that, I went, "Ladies, he doesn't even have a daughter. Can we just go with it for a second?" And you turned around and they were all like, "Oh God, this guy's a creep." And so we turned around and I go, "I'm just kidding. He's got a daughter." So,
he's special. Yes.
But yes, the Adventures Confetti. If you're listening and you would like to hear a little bit more about confetti, your daughter did a phenomenal job and banged one out. So definitely had it. Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Sorry. I don't have my board right here where I can hit mute.
No, it doesn't.
So we're working on it's an elaborate setup, but it's a mobile elaborate setup. So the sound might sound a little different because we don't, we're in a big room here. So, but it's all good.
A few times as we've been recording, I actually have been hearing some stuff in the hallway, and I'm thinking to myself, "Come on, our platform, they promised to pull out some of those things. I'm hoping it works." So, but no, it's definitely good to be with you in person. It's different. I mean, normally when we're recording, in our offices, it's 500 texts of, "Is tonight good? What time? When should we get together?" And then matching our schedules up, and which is always awesome to hang out with you. But it's, some of the logistics is like, "I don't feel like it tonight," or "I don't feel like." I'm like, "Okay, well, we're down to the wire." This show's
we are down to the wire.
We're down to the wire. So,
well, if we wanted to make this more like normal, we could have set up one of these in the back room, and we could have just video, zoomed it.
Yeah. We you could have been on my laptop, and I could have been in here, and then I could have been like, "God, where's my mute button?"
Not my laptop. So see, we'd have been okay.
There we go. Well, it is definitely. Oh, you can't do that at home. So.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah, I have a board with me. It just doesn't have any sound effects or toys or anything like that. But
I think our listeners might be happy about that.
Yeah, some are and some love it. So I would imagine. But the community itself is strong, and so we appreciate them. So, well, I mean, I think we've given a pretty good update. I know that you've got a listener spotlight. I'm just very closely moving my eyes, just like when I was in high school and got caught cheating all the time. Just kidding. I went to military school.
Didn't mean you couldn't get caught cheating.
Well, yeah. Well, it was pretty brutal if you got caught there. So they did this thing called tours, and you basically marched on Friday nights when everybody else had free time, and you literally marched for 3 hours. And so I only did that like one time in 4 years because I don't want to do that again. That was horrible. So I'm not.
Discipline works, huh?
It definitely worked. I'll tell you a funny story before we do the listener spotlight. I may have said this before, but my parents decided I lived in a small town of close to the 5,000 that you had with Marshall, um, and and so I had been a little bit entitled and done my own thing, and my parents were concerned about my outcome, and I'm glad they did. They decided to send me to military school. So I actually, for those of you who don't know, for my high school years, I went to Missouri Military Academy in Mexico, Missouri. One of the best things that ever happened to me. But the funny story is, after the initial, we're sending you to military school and kicking and screaming, and I don't want to go. And then, we got in the car and we drove, and we got there, and then the parents on the first day, they get to walk around with the children, and this is where your room's going to be, and then they kind of frown on mom helping set up the room because there's a certain way they want to do it, but they let parents go around.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to. They had an armory where you got your boots, and you got your got all the military items that you would think about.
So like quartermaster type.
You got it.
Thing, yeah.
And gentleman said, "What size boot do you wear?" Just very like, this guy was really in the military. Because to give you an idea, it was a junior, JROTC, Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. But there were always two gentlemen who were actually part of the United States military who were stationed to come there. And this guy was named Sergeant Ballesteros. And he said, "What size shoe do you wear?" And I was like, 9, I guess. And he's like, 9 what? And I go, 9.5. And my dad goes, I think he's looking for sir. And I go, 9.5, sir? He's like, "What's your last name?" I was like, my dad goes, "Don't do this. Yeah, don't do this." You're gonna. And so I said, Baranski. And he's like, "That's better." And then in the end, in 4 years, we definitely made a connection. But boy, let me tell you, for the first couple of weeks, he had his eye out for me. So very quick lesson to learn that he would say, "What's my name?" I'm like, "Sergeant Ballesteros, sir." So it's definitely difficult my freshman year. But then my sophomore, junior, and senior year was great, and best one of the best experiences of my life, actually. So
that's hilarious. 9 what? 9.5. 9.5 what? 9.5 regular.
Yeah, I was never quick to pick up on that, but of course I didn't want to be there, and I was
I'm assuming that probably 80% of the kids that were there didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I was made some lifelong friends and good basis, and so. To this day, I'm probably one of the only, well, not only, but I still wear my military school ring, and means the world to me. So definitely good core, institutionalized, but
he needs to be institutionalized. All right. But,
God, I wish I had a censor button. This is like torture.
Isn't that the ring they had to cut off your finger?
At one time. Yeah. I may or may not have, I did. Got to a size of that the swelling because I got a little too big in the britches, and so they had to cut the ring off. And then a couple of years now, I've obviously gone through my new part of my life, which now has become normalized, so that's good. And so then I had the ring redone, and yes, sir, it is back, and it's alive. And well, I don't know if it's alive. I hope it's not alive, but it's on me. So
Cool. Great story.
well, in that case, let me try this again. It is now time for Listener Spotlight.
All right. Here we go. Here is the hints for this week's Listener Spotlight. This city has a significant designation within the steel industry.
Mm.
It is named for an English town. It was founded in the late 1800s. David Copperfield would have loved this city in the early 20th century. And the local jail is inspiring. What do you think?
I mean, the steel, I want to go Pittsburgh, but the local jail's inspiring.
Mm-hmm. I have not been there myself, but it is inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, my only steel city, Pittsburgh. I mean, it just seems so obvious, but obviously, for you to say that, you would not make it that obvious. So I'm trying to.
Are you sure?
Maybe. Does Pittsburgh have an inspirational jail?
I've never been to jail in Pittsburgh either.
But you've been to jail.
No, I'm just saying I've never been to that jail.
Oh, we've been to lots of jails in Iowa.
Yeah, they have them out in front of their museums and their courthouses, and this is a jail from 1807. You know.
Yeah,
they seem to be a commonplace in a lot of Midwest states. They take their old jails from 1872 or whatever, like the metal frame boxes with the bars, and when they've rebuilt, they've taken that out and they set it in front of their museums as just kind of a talking piece and put a little plaque by it, and something they do.
Well, I mean, it is part of history. We've definitely seen that one in Georgia was like a 2-story. Like
that was more than a jail. I mean, that was built like a fortress.
Yeah.
Or a castle, literally, because you'd go in, it was all stone, 2-story, and you'd go up, you could go this way, and then you could go up to like the second floor. Isn't that where they like actually had executions?
Yes.
Yeah. If I remember, they would hang people up there.
Yeah.
It was it made me feel like I was back in an English castle again. Very much so.
And then it was weird. The radio station was outside in the parking lot. And it's like, yeah, come check out our jail. Ladies and gentlemen, we are WPR. I'm like, wow. Okay.
Check out our jail. Oh, who did we first meet there?
Your person who always calls you Strawberry.
Strawberry Delight. Yeah.
Eva.
Yeah, we met Eva for the first time at that stop. So
yeah, that's right. We took a picture, and then a couple of years later, she's like, "I never met you guys." And I pulled out my phone, and I'm like, "You have." Actually.
Because we were all wearing. This would have been at Georgia's. Was it the regular Georgia ride? I don't remember.
Yeah,
but we were all wearing
the spring
tune-up kit.
Yeah,
and so it's like, oh, let's get a picture. And a couple of years later, we actually met her and. Say, nope, we met a couple of years ago right here.
She's like, oh my gosh, I met the Men of Leisure. I'm like, well, you met us twice now.
Yeah.
So, well, always good to be with you. We're going to record another show here in Florida. And so we're going to do that before heading home. Maybe enjoy the adventure a little bit longer here, but always good to be with you. Any closing thoughts?
No, we've got another couple of days here. Going to do some more activities. So we didn't really have any stories in this one. Or any big segments. We just kind of wanted to give an update, talk about what we've been doing. And we'll record another one to finish out what we've been doing. And then, like I said, be on here in the next month or so, be on the lookout for some new sounds. I've got an idea for a new segment. So
cool.
It's going to be fun.
There is one piece that I almost forgot.
What's that?
We went somewhere for dinner last night, and we did not run into your friend with a bucket hat.
Oh. Yeah, if anybody remembers, last year at this time, we went to, what is it, Topolino's?
Topolino's,
which is at the top of the Riviera Disney Resort. We went there last year, and anybody who didn't hear the story can go back to last year's edition of the show. And our table was set next to a gentleman wearing a bucket hat, and he apparently didn't like what we were saying. I mean, because you're so close in those restaurants or whatever, and got mad at us and about assaulted you. He got mad at me, and then when I didn't like engage him further, then he, was next to you and slapped the pen out of your hand while you're trying to sign the bill. And so we went back to where the bucket hat, and we were actually 2 tables over from where the bucket hat incident happened. There was no incidences this time, and no bucket hats were seen. And we had a great dinner, but we did get a couple of laughs thinking last year, the bucket hat and things. So it was a good time. Check that episode out if you haven't heard it.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away.
I think it was called Do Bucket Heads
bucket hats hurt your brain,
affect your intelligence or something? I don't know, but
yeah, that was definitely a weird thing for me. I mean, I'm not a perfect person by any means, but I'm far from perfect. But I think I live my life pretty low key, and to have this gentleman trying to pick a physical fight with me. I'm like, dude, this is not high school. This is not grade school. I mean,
we're at a Disney resort, for God's sakes. Let's, okay, if you don't like something we're saying, okay, that's fine. We weren't like screaming it or anything. I'm sorry, the tables are not that far apart. It was ridiculous. It's like, maybe you should grow up a little before you go out in public or something.
I just wanted to give an update that Bucket Hat Gate did not continue.
Did not. There's no part 2 to.
I guess it's over.
Yeah. Well, we'll find something else, or something else will find us. One of the 2.
Well, sir, always good to be with you. Yesterday we did see a couple of guys riding some bicycles. So,
yes,
kind of crazy, right in the middle of traffic. I was
right down through the middle of 2 lanes of traffic. I mean, the traffic was stopped because it's stop and go, but still a little bit dangerous. There was a nice wide sidewalk right off the side. I would have probably been riding on that because let me tell you, traffic in this city is getting worse every time I come. So
yeah, but somehow, it's not only a great day for a bike ride, but a great day for almost anything.
For leisuring. It's a great day for leisure.
Leisure. That's absolutely right. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.